So I was asked how I make my beef jerky. I use 3/4 of a cup of soy sauce, so this is half. Put that in there. 1/4. That in there. I use 1/4 of a cup of liquid smoke. Right there. And a 3/4 cups of Worcestershire sauce. I've tried them all and I don't see any real difference, but if you want to pick a really nice brand, go ahead. Half cup, 1/4 cup. Okay. Then onion powder. Just a couple liberal shakes in there like that. Same with the garlic powder. A couple liberal shakes like that. Some in there. Cayenne. You have to be careful with this. You put too much in, it gets so about 4 shakes or 5, something like that. And a little bit of brown sugar, light or dark, doesn't seem to matter. I use whatever the wife has on the counter, so it's light right now. So like 3 decent tablespoons of this stuff. 3. And then whisk it all together. And then after you get done cutting the meat, put the meat in the bag, pour this over top of it. And just keep mixing it. It takes a little while to dissolve all the brown sugar in there. So that's the recipe anyway. Okay, here's the cut of meat, which is a I've round. Gonna get all this off of here. These strings. Now this has been in the freezer for about an hour. I usually like to do it a little longer, but kind of got a time constraint today, so I'm just gonna take it as it is. You can cut it with it being cold. It just makes a bigger mess on the slicer. Pull those things out, pull all that crap out. You want to cut off all of this fat. Don't be shy about it, because it's garbage and it'll make your meat chewy, so just cut it all off. You lose a little bit, but it's okay. You're only losing garbage, so it's fine. And if you got a dog, you can feed him that stuff. You really will appreciate you for it. So I'm cutting all this off. Helps to have a nice sharp knife, which I do. Alright, so this is a Chef's Choice 609. I don't know, I bought it. It's probably like $60, $70. They're cheap, but it works for what we need to do. You're going to want to cut this way, so I'm going to put this in the slicer like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just slice it right into this bag. Plug it in. By the way, I have this on 3.5 on the slicer. That's the thickness I prefer. I wouldn't go a whole lot more thicker than that, but you can. I've done this with a knife. I've done it with a julienner. I've cut it a bunch of different ways, and this is by far the best way to do it. And just a word about putting this in here. I am splitting this up because you really want to just kind of want to crumple it together. You want to make sure that the marinade can get all kind of intermingled among this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here, and then I'm just going to pour the marinade on top of it. Like that. Just another quick whisk. It's all stirred up. there, so that's all dissolved. So you're gonna wanna squish this all together. As much of this air out of here as you can. So partially zip it closed. Squish it, squish it, squish it. All the way up here to the end. And seal it off like that. And then you want to sit and massage it. Get it all in there. This marinade get all over inside. Flip it over a couple times. Now what I'm going to do, this is going to go in the freezer, the refrigerator for about 9 hours. It's about noon now, so I'm going to put this in put this on the dehydrator about 9 o'clock tonight, and it'll be ready at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's it for now. Oh yeah, just one other note. I do flip this over every couple hours, like 2-3 hours, maybe 3 hours I'll flip it over, just so that I'm giving another good mix together to try to get that marinade all up in those pieces. Okay, it has been 9 hours, and I'm now going to go ahead and put the jerky on the dehydrator here. And when I am done, fire this thing up, and then I'm going to take it off probably 9.5 hours, 10 hours, something like that. Probably in the morning about 7 o'clock. It's right about 9 o'clock now. So, all right, put that guy to bed. All right. Do that. Very good. About 9.5 hours.